Hello Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Civilization 6 in our Iron Curtain series. I was talking about setting up better trade routes at the outset here, but I've had to redub the first 15 seconds due to a weird skip you can see in the video. Back to original commentary in 3, 2... We need to have these roads between our cities. And also, Canberra, not Canberra, as I've been saying, Canberra has an issue well, all the cities have, they don't have roads in between each other, but Canberra also is kind of lagging behind Adelaide in its development. And I always like the capital to be one of the larger cities. Plus, it's producing settlers for me right now, so I kind of want it to have as much growth potential as possible. So what I'm going to do is transfer this trader over to Canberra, and the next turn we'll give this trader an assignment that will help bring additional food and maybe production into Canberra. Whether or not that's the best decision, we'll see, but that's what I'm going with for now, because I do want to start establishing roads between cities. So let's see, in Newcastle, our brand new city, we need Monument probably first, or should we do Granary first? No, let's go for that monument first. Let's go for those civics points. We need to keep up in that regard. And meanwhile, I'm going to keep sailing along the coast of Africa with my galley until somebody stops me. So we're 5 turns away from another settler. Hey! So Japan is willing to open their borders. They just want one of my horses. And they're going to give me 5 gold per turn for 30 turns. I will take that. Not only to improve relations with Japan and potentially be on better terms with them, but also to help compensate for the drop in gold income since I just changed that trade route. So now I've got this scout. What were you doing? Oh, that's right. We were looking for that other settler. Don't even know where they are anymore, but we're going to try now with this next settler. Like I said at the end of the last episode, we are going to race for this island up here. Okay, so here's our trade route choices. Let's see what our best options are. Okay, because these are all smaller cities, it's only 1 food and 1 production. Well, there's already a trade route, or a trade post, of course, in Adelaide. But that doesn't change the fact there's not a road. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do this just for the sake of the road. And then when the trade route is up, or when we get another trader, I'm going to work on building the other roads as well. Hey, got a barbarian encampment. Actually, I shouldn't be nearly as excited about that.
Is superior to opulence.
Okay, +6 defense strength. Okay, oh yeah, that's right. So this is our defensive tactics policy, and we might use that if we get into a war, but for now I think I'm okay with what I'm using. I'm going to stick with the policy we have. Choose civic. What do we got? Theology, probably? Yep, let's go for that extra envoy, and I think we have an additional envoy we'll be able to assign in just a moment. Alright, we're going to use this scout, like I said, to kind of protect that island from colonization. Hello? Thank you. There we go. We're almost to another envoy.
People believe that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Engineers believe that if it ain't broke, it doesn't have enough features yet.
Okay, so here, we're still moving towards machinery. So I guess I will go for that. Let's go for ironworking next. Again, I like to make my tech decisions one at a time, but we're still moving in that direction because we want to be able to take advantage of that. I'm going to leave my scout right here and just kind of keep an eye on things. Meanwhile, this worker has 2 charges left on it. I could use one of them to improve this plantation. And then the question is, how much does it cost to buy that? In 1 turn, we'll be able to do it. And then we'll have the luxury resource problem resolved. Hopefully, at least for now, it'll be resolved. And that's been an issue for a while. Screw you, buddy! I am pleased to see that the great minds of the world prefer our empire to yours. I had to read that a couple of times. Like, oh, you're complimenting something you're pleased to see about my civilization. No, he's pleased to see that I suck. Just for that, I'm going to nuke you at some point in the distant future. Just for that. Just for that. Alright. Buy that tile. And then move you down. We're going to use that last charge there. Alright, so Arabia is definitely establishing a prominent African empire. We're going to have to pretty much investigate to the east once we have the ability to sail out into deep ocean and see what kind of colonization we can do in the Americas. It's going to be our only choice, really. All right, ancient walls I'm not too concerned about yet. I kind of just want to keep cranking out settlers, to tell you the God's honest truth. Yeah, let's do that. I need more cities. And then here in Melbourne, it's a little bit of a different story. I could do a harbor, which would give the extra trade route capacity. That could come in handy, actually. Let's do that. Let's go for the harbor, since it is a coastal city. Then we have a new envoy, so let's definitely go for the Soul. Level 3 boost, which we were going for before. Okay, we're just going to keep an eye on that scout there and improve that resource. Please tell me that helps with Adelaide next turn. All right, here's our new settler. All right, the game is telling me to put a settler there. I think I'd rather have a settler right smack dab in the middle of these trees. Let's take a look at appeal real quick. Ah. Okay, so maybe I want to have a city right there. Would that be the best choice, though? Hang on, I'm still looking. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to put our settler right there. It's going to take 10 turns to get up there, and we have hit our limit. Can't go any farther with that galley. Okay, what was that sound? I don't remember what that sound was. We didn't get a notification, but the game was definitely telling me something just now. I just don't know what. India has declared friendship with France. France has declared friendship with India. Yeah. Japan has progressed from the classical to the medieval era. So they're making good progress. All right, so we can... Well, we can't purchase... We were nowhere near being able to purchase the amphitheater, but we can start building one if we wanted to for the extra culture. Or we can go ahead and go for a campus. Because... +5. Now, apparently if we chop down these trees, this benefit will drop. But... I think it'll still be quite good if we chop down the trees. I think it'll still be a +4 as opposed to a +5. I learned about this in comments today. Evidently, okay, here we go. +1 science from the adjacent district, +2 science from the tiles appeal, +2 science from the tiles appeal. So, I'm not sure why it's getting the appeal modifier twice. All right, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and order that, and let's see if maybe, just maybe... Yeah, it's not telling me anything about how much the bonus is going to be until it's built. So I'm going to guess it's going to be lower than +5. Because that theater square even was supposed to be +4. But I think it just dropped because we took out those woods. Yeah, this is now a charming tile. That's still a breathtaking tile. Okay, that's good news then. Okay, still working on, evidently, the way that the appeal for tiles works in Civilization 6. It is actually contingent upon the content of the tile. Like, I thought that it was based on the location of the tile. What's the area look like? And I guess, yeah, I mean, if there are, adjacent woods or forests, that would contribute to it, come to think of it. I just not made that connection until the past episode or so. So that is something I will be in the process of figuring out. Next turn. Japan.
The Lord made us all out of iron. Then he turns up the heat to forge some of us into steel.
Man suffers only because he takes seriously what the gods made for fun.
Okay, not going to change anything just yet. Still like what we're getting. Let me see if I can finally send a delegation to Russia. Nope, still can't. So Russia is determined not to like me. Can I make any special requests of Gandhi? No, I can't. He's my closest neighbor, so I kind of want to keep an eye on, what kind of requests I can make of him. But anyway, settlers in the water. Now, should I go for machinery so I can get crossbowmen? Yeah, let's do that. I want to get access to the lumber mill, so we have that possibility. And then here, civil service, naval tradition. Ooh, that's tempting for the extra envoy right away. Yeah, I feel like naval tradition might be the best one to go for right now. Except for the fact that it's still a leaf technology, so if I go for it, it's not leading to anything else. That's the problem. Ooh, never mind. We need to go for these two because the Outback Station is right here on guilds. Glad I saw that. So let's take a look briefly at... Whoa, mouse moved. Let's take a look briefly at the Outback Station improvement. This is unique to Australia. Unlocks the builder ability to construct an Outback Station. +1 food and +1 production, +1 food for each adjacent pasture. Additional food and production as you advance through the technology of the Civic Tree for adjacent Outback Stations and pastures. Can only be built on desert, desert hills, grassland, and plains tiles. +1 production, +1 food, and then half house. So it's a housing benefit as well. Holy crap. Oh yeah. So steam power and rapid deployment are going to give me additional production and food later on. All right, so we're going to need civil service, feudalism, and then guilds. Yeah, I am actually going to queue that up in that order. I want that as soon as possible. Good to know. All right, so now we have a new envoy. Why don't we go ahead and work towards... Let's work towards a production bonus from Hong Kong. Looks like we're going to be able to settle that island, no problem, which is good. Helps us establish a bit of a firm border in the islands north of Australia. No way! Catherine de' Medici has been defeated. Holy crap, so France is gone. I wonder who finished her. So we were talking about how the defeated civilizations before this point, how I've been remarking about there were so many, those could be city-states. And if city-states are falling, that could indicate the presence of Germany. And if Catherine just died, that indicates she was in competition with another strong civ near her, which also implies Germany. So I'm betting that Frederick is up there. I'd be surprised if he wasn't. Okay, here's a Japanese settler. You're in for a rude awakening, buddy. Okay, I'm going to put this unit right there just to prevent him from making any dumb decisions. Actually, can I talk to you? No, I can't. See, I really wish... this is one thing that I hope they add in the future of Civ 6. I have just seen a settler. The game should have code saying, okay, the player has spotted a settler. It's in a detectable visual range, whatever. I should now have the option to go to Japan immediately and say, hey, don't you dare. Don't you settle near me. But instead, what you have to do is wait for them to settle near you once. What's been built? Mahabodhi Temple. Okay. Okay, I think that's where we were going to build our city, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Sydney! How perfect. Okay, so... Watermill first? For extra food and production? Yeah, let's do that. And then the monument later on. Alright, so Gandhi's probably not going to be too happy with what we just did. Because that's fairly near his borders, but he will be okay. Probably going to get a message from him right now. Oh wait, no he didn't. Okay. Maybe he's okay with it. Okay. See, we don't have a hang on. Thinking aloud here. We don't have a religion at the moment. So the extra faith is not as valuable to us. I mean, the relic slot is useful, I suppose. But I kind of still want to go for an oracle because no one's built this yet. Makes me feel like I could go for it, but I think it's much more important to keep cranking out settlers in Canberra and settling where we can. So yeah, let's do that for now. We need as many cities as possible. We still don't have that extra trade route just yet. Okay, this scout can come home, I think. Unless we're going to use this scout to do other things. Oh, there's a Russian city right there near Japan. Interesting. Tell you what, let's see if we can get this scout up to the mainland and get them to look around. I don't know how far they're going to be able to get, but let's try it. Oh, we could settle Southern Africa. Oh, no, we couldn't. It would take too long. That would be hilarious, though. We got a settler down there. God, can you imagine if we settled down there? I mean, there's diamonds actually there. We could try it. It would be under immediate threat from Arabia, but we could try it. It's 30 turns away. The likelihood of them not establishing a colony in the area by then is so small. But there's diamonds. And there's breathtaking tiles. Hang on. Where else could we put the settler? There's not really a better location near us, but we have this settler. What's settleable? Actually, right there is. How is that? How is that a possible location? Sydney's right there. I guess because there's water, the distance is shorter. I thought it required 4 tiles, but that's only 3. So Japan might be about to settle somewhere here. You know what? I'm going to do it. I mean, I've got a settler. We may as well send them. They're going to be in the water, so nothing can attack them, aside from barbarians. But it doesn't appear there are any barbarians down there, except for the ones that were just being taken care of right here. So if we can get to, say, right here, I'm going to try it. It's going to be incredibly risky, but we're going to go for it. It's 40 AD. We also need to work on, as soon as possible, investigating, again, the ability to sail out into the ocean proper. Yeah, Arabia's not going to be happy with me. It's going to be very difficult to defend this new colony. Okay, good. Our luxury resource problem did solve itself. Our campus is almost done in Brisbane. Brisbane, excuse me. Brisbane. Kind of feel like a commercial hub would be beneficial. Now, remind me, commercial hubs are one of the... Yeah, okay, so we get the bonuses to commercial hubs. So maybe that would be good. So what tiles are breathtaking? So I could put a commercial hub right there. It's going to take 38 turns to build it. Let's do it. Set one up there, because that gives us an additional trade route before long, too. Alright, so let's bring this galley down here, and we'll wait for the settler to get close, and then have that as a... Sure. Okay, so we're renewing our friendship with Gandhi. So I'm glad he still is getting along with us. That is a good thing. I didn't want war with Gandhi. I just assumed, given the general nature of Civ's AI, that as soon as I saw Gandhi getting close and settling somewhat aggressively down into this area, that he wouldn't like me butting up against his territory. But so far, he's been pretty nice. No complaints. All right, we'll leave that unit there for now until this one is on its way. Interesting that it went that way, though. Pathfinding is not being smartest. Medieval era. Okay, now we need to move for cartography.
Remember that people break down too, not just machinery.
Alright, so we could build 2 harbors to boost this, but... Yeah, I'm going to go for this now, because we need the caravel. So we can start exploring other possible colonization options, particularly on the American and South American. Just the American coasts, north and south. Let's put it that way. Now here's the new... This is the medieval Australian theme. It's folksy. Good stuff. Alright, there's Japan's settler. Are they going to settle there? If they do, that could be a problem for my settler. But instead they just seem to be kind of hanging out. I'm not going to complain, but that's kind of annoying. Alright. What are you doing? I don't know why you're going that way.
Papers and forms. The entire civil service is like a fortress made of papers, forms, and red tape.
Okay, that's nice, but why? Oh, India has... Their borders have expanded. I need to arrange for open borders with India. Let's get myself... That's why he's been heading in a weird direction. Okay, India, talk to me. For you to open your borders, what would it take? You want to open borders with me. What if I gave you some gold, though? What if I... Okay, good. He's willing to take a lump sum. Okay, cool. He's willing to take a smaller lump sum. Hang on. Let's see if I can cut this down. Wow, he's still willing to take it. How about now? Okay, no. Let's find out exactly what he's willing to take. He just wants a one-time gold payment. Perfect. 30. You know what? Can I knock it down by 1? Yes, I can. Can I knock it down by 2? Okay. He wants 29 gold exactly for open borders. Perfect. Alright, so now we can get our unit back through, and hopefully we won't have a similar problem with other nations. So we have open borders with India. Alright, and we also evidently have open borders with Japan. Oh yeah, of course we do. I knew about that. I set up an agreement for that. Alright, so now we just need to wait for this settler to haul ass down here. Lost a few turns on that navigation issue because of the borders, but it's now been resolved. Alright, we've been cranking out settlers for a bit, so I guess I can switch to maybe have some builders just to make sure we have enough going in that regard. And then this settler, I could technically send 2 in that direction. That would be hilarious. No, you know what? I'm going to keep this settler on hand and ready to head out in the east direction. The question is, how long is that going to take? We're 15 turns away from it at least. I don't know. I kind of... see, I kind of want to have another city down here, if it's going to be possible. Yeah, I'm going to give the order. Meanwhile, this settler is also going to come down here. I don't know that this is going to work, but we're going to try it. It's extremely high risk, and I know that. It's 30 turns away. Anything can happen in those 30 turns. So I'm gambling a lot, but there's not really anything else I can do with a settler right now except make that gamble. So I'm going to try it, because it's going to be hilarious if I pull it off. Okay, it looks like the settler's opting to pass over land here, which is fine. Okay. Increase trade route capacity. Finally! Alright, so Melbourne, I can go ahead and build a trader here if I wanted to. Sure, why not? Let's just have it coming out of Melbourne. We do need to establish more roads, but we can do that with traders throughout the game. And this one, I think, might be done relatively soon-ish. You can see this road being established between our 2 original cities. Okay. Now we've got these units overlapping, so I can probably have the galley escort the settler. Alright, now you... go down there. No! What's happening? Why is this... Okay. I'm a little bit confused as to the pathfinding right now. Just stay in the water. If you get on the land, look what happens to your turn count. Just stay in the water, for God's sake. Alright, we're going to use this scout to look around up here and see if we can find anything. We're actually pretty near the northern edge of the map. That's the thing about the vanilla world map that comes with Civ 6, is the northern border is not very well articulated. When you hit Arctic ice, you know, where other maps might try to represent that, they just say, oh, it's the edge of the world. Oh, now, oh, borders just closed with Japan. That's crappy. Maybe they'll be willing to take a similar size payment. Yup. Okay. So that question has been answered. We've got open borders with them again. So we can now go that way. Now, I have a lot of money. I probably need to find something to do with it. Specifically, I should look into purchasing a building that'll help me. Purchasing a granary might be best. You know, just these basic buildings. Yeah, let's go ahead and purchase the granary in Newcastle. It's probably one of the best moves that I can make. Just take away all those turns of production that normally would have gone into it. Alright, we've got our builder in Canberra. We could go for campus research grants. I'm trying to think of any reason at all that I would need the temple right now more than these other things. Or I could go for the oracle. You know what? Let's do it. I've been thinking about it forever. Let's just try it. Let's put it right here. It's going to take 22 turns, unless production focus would shave a few turns off, which it would. And it wouldn't even take that many turns off city growth, so let's do that. And then down here, or up here rather, we should probably have a theater square district. Something else to crank out civics points, because we're falling behind in that regard. We don't have a lot of production going on here at the moment, so what I'm going to do is build a theater square on this. Hold that thought. That's my best tile to put it on, but we don't want to take away those sheep. So this is a charming tile. That's a charming tile. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put it right there. And then we're going to send this builder up here to Newcastle because we need to. Those pastures need to be built. They need to be built yesterday. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and cut this episode here. And the next one, these settlers, one of them might make it down to southern Africa and possibly be able to colonize down there. It's going to be amazing if that happens, especially if both make it down. It looks like there's some Indian military units that are starting to swarm near me, though. I'm hoping that doesn't mean what I think it means. I'm going to have to keep an eye on Sydney and make sure they're not getting any nefarious intentions. My hope is that maybe they're just thinking about attacking Jakarta, but we might have to start keeping an eye on Gandhi. He's friendly with me, but you know how the Civ AI is. Just because the computer says it wants to be friends with you doesn't mean it's not going to backstab you, 3 or 4 turns later. So we'll see how that goes as well. I'll have to keep a wary. I was going to say weather, then it changed to wary, then back to weather in like one instance there. We're going to keep a weather eye on them in the next episode. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New historical and grand strategy content airs every day at noon Eastern time on my channel. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.